Hello, adventurers. It's been a little while. Welcome back to our ClanGen series and our lovely Dandelion clan. It is their first winter in the valley, and I have just updated ClanGen to the latest version, I believe it's 13.2. So I'm very excited to see all of the new changes as we finish out Dandelion Clan's first year in this video. Let me unmute this because I know that there's new audio, which is very exciting. There is a motorcycle that has decided that it wants to ride up and down the street right as I'm trying to record. So I apologize for that. But let us take a look at our clan. We have, of course, Silver Star, yawning all the way back from a dawn patrol. Silver Star, quick recap with Dandelion Clan. Dandelion Clan was formed from the remnants of several clans that used to live in a forest that was torn down by two legs who were developing it into their own nests. Of the neighboring clans, there is Branch Clan, who still lives on the edges of that forest and knew the Cats of Dandelion Clan back when they were in their old clans. So there is some hostility there because these used to be their rivals and now they've all kind of grouped together. So we're a little wary with Branch Clan. But Silver Star is the leader. She was chosen by River Sheep, who is the guide from Star Clan. She has been doing a lot better than she used to be. I really hope my Discord notifications aren't popping up. It's been a while since I've recorded, can you tell? So Silver Star was chosen. She started off a little tentative this year, but has really earned the trust of her clan. She took the youngest clanmates under her wing, and brought them into her fold and has been really proud of them, seeing them grow up into apprentices and warriors. But that is our Silver Star. Her deputy is Frost Timber, who is wise. He's a den builder. He's a great hunter. He, I believe, is from a different clan than she was. They've come to rely on each other quite well. Frost Timber is having a little bit of a problematic age gap flirtationship with one of the younger cats. Silver Star, by the way, object of many cats' affections, hasn't really reciprocated anything until Frozen Moss. That's right. So then we have Frost Timber. He's very good at his job as the deputy. Not a whole lot to say about him. He hasn't had a ton really going on. But Russet Runner, who is our medicine cat, he is very strict. He almost got lost near some two-leg nests, which got to be careful. I know that part of the forest is new. He's very strict. He's very much focused on his job. He's less social than a lot of the other cats in the clan. He's very much more focused on the tasks that he has to complete. But he does have a friendship with Frozen Moss, who's a bit gloomy and standoffish, so it's nice that they get along. And he's had the most anti-kitty pet prejudice of our clan members. Russet Runner and Steve, who is one of the kitty pets who joined us this year, got off on a bit of the wrong paw. But then they started to become friends, and now they're falling out again. They got to a point where they seem to be understanding one another, and now it's sort of backsliding really hard. We have Amber Sky, who's thinking that the leader should be harsher on code breakers. She came to the clan as an apprentice, and she decided to become a mediator, though she was trained as a warrior by Silver Star herself. Amber Sky, however, is good at mediating, and that became her role as she found herself getting closer to Frost Timber, and he was coming to her for advice, and she realized that she wanted to be the person to help her clanmates heal their divides, and so she took on the role of mediator. There is Heathertooth, who is eating some fresh kill. She mentored Half-Fruit, who is one of our warriors. He came to the clan as a kit. She is cousins with another cat in the clan, Comfrey Apple, and they are from the same clan as one of the kits, or possibly both the kits. I can't remember now. I just rewatched the series too. I'm also loving this new music. This is amazing. This is really cool. Then we have Snootsfade, who is one of our former kitty pets. She saw a two-legged kit playing with a dog. She is training Shadepaw, who was the other kit that came to the clan when DandelionClan was first formed. She is bloodthirsty, but she is also an eloquent speaker and has been becoming friends with a lot of the clan members, surprisingly. She seems very close with Amber Sky, who is very cold, so I think they have kind of a similar disposition and sense of humor. And she's actually quite loyal to Silverstar for taking her in and letting her join the clan. Snootsfade was led to the clan by dreams of starry furred cats. We're not sure yet if it really was River Sheep who was guiding her, as he seems to be guiding a lot more kitty pets and lost souls their direction. But she may have been led by the Dark Forest, who either is deceiving her or told her to lie. We're not sure yet if she's truly sent by StarClan or sent from somewhere else. Then we have Steve, who is trying to remember the taste of the food her two legs used to give her. She was found as a kitty pet, injured and ill with yellow cough by the side of the Thunderpath, and was brought back to the clan. This was near the very beginning, and this is why she and Russet Runner had a falling out, because he felt that as a kitty pet, she was taking valuable herbs and attention away from the actual clan as it was trying to form and grow strong. And he basically said that they should have left her to die, which didn't obviously endear him to her very much. So they had a falling out. Amber Sky was working very hard to get them to see eye to eye and become friends. And they've just been backsliding the last couple moons. So I'm not sure where they're going to go from here. We have Comfrey Apple, who is Heathertooth's cousin and is from the same clan as her and the youngest two of the clan. She's thinking about how awful kitty pet food must taste, so I bet she and Steve are having a conversation about that. Comfrey Apple is not as fond of the younger cats. We determined, I believe it was Shade Kit, or now Shade Paw, that she really had an issue with, and I should maybe check and we can see the new relationship. Oh, this is very cool. She doesn't really like half fruit. She doubts half fruit. Okay, no, she's better with Shade Paw, so it is half fruit. Comfrey Apple is a bit of a flirt as well. She has a crush on Frozen Moss and on Silverstar. Or she fancies them, as it says. This is very cool. I'm enjoying this. Anywho, so she doesn't really like half fruit because her sister, who was a queen, was not saved when the two legs tore down the forest. But Half Fruit, who was a kid at the time, was saved, and she was jealous of the fact that he had been rescued and her sister and her kits had lost their lives. We have Frozen Moss, who is gloomy, but is very gentle and sensitive. He's wondering what the inside of a two-legged den looks like. Frozen Moss is, he's sensitive. He's less moody and unpleasant and more of just a little poetic and kind of a little sad boy. He kind of fancies Silverstar, and he's the only one who has been able to turn her eye as well. There's a little bit of romance for them, so. Oh, and it's got numbers. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Then our last two cats, we have Half Fruit, who was a kit when he came to the clan and is now the first fully trained warrior after Amber Sky, though she became a mediator and came to the clan already as an 11-moon-old apprentice. So her former mentor had taught her a lot before Silverstar helped finish her training. Half Fruit had a nice chat with a cat from another clan at the border. And Shadepaw is our youngest cat in the clan. He's 10 moons old, so he should be graduating fairly soon, definitely this episode. Racing through camp, accidentally knocking into clanmates. He is very daring. He's actually also quite close with Russet Runner, the medicine cat. We thought that for a little while he might want to become a medicine cat apprentice himself. And a lot of Russet Runner's anti-kitty pet sentiment has rubbed off on Shadepaw. As a show of good faith, though Snoot's fate had only been with the clan for about a moon by the time that Shadepaw became an apprentice, um, Silver Star gave Shadepaw to her to train. And Shadepaw has spent most of his training questioning if she really knows what she's talking about, if she's really qualified to teach him, because she's just a kitty pet and he is a wild clan cat through and through. Age be damned, and the fact that she is assigned his mentor doesn't seem to matter to him. They keep clashing and he keeps questioning her authority. So that's that. Those are the important bits. Our Star Clan is seen as cunning and methodical. Oh, hang on. Dandelion Clan is seen as stoic and observant. Okay. We're trying to be quite friendly with the other clans. To make as many friends as we can because we're very small and very new. This is the end of our very first year. Silver Star has spent the year preparing for Leaf Bear by trying to gather as much materials as we need, food and herbs, and to befriend the neighboring clans to really try and make this as easy for her warriors as possible, because this is really going to be the first, like, make or break. So it's really interesting that they're seen as stoic when they've really gone out of their way to try and assist and befriend the other clans. Star Clan, we have River Sheep, who's our guide. I don't know if he's got anything new with his history. Nope. And then we have Honey Eagle, who is currently judging Half Fruit. She came from one of the other clans. She was the only warrior from her clan to join DandelionClan, so to survive the destruction of the forest and to join DandelionClan. She, however, was having some issues. She had some aches and pains. We think it may have been more of an emotional ache, and she was troubled by losing her clanmates. And by the end of summer, she had gone on a long walk through the territories and had fallen into a hidden burrow and was buried alive, and we lost her. So that is where we are. I don't believe there's anyone in the Unknown Residence or the Dark Forest who are also seen as stoic and observant. So let's check our dens. So Mumble Clan, who are proud and eager. They're one of our closer neighbors. We do share a border with them. Burn Clan is mellow and steadfast, and they are one of our allies. Rhyme Clan is stoic and adaptable. We haven't really had a lot of interaction with them yet. And then we have Heather Clan, who's amiable and calculating. They were our first ally in this place. And then we have Branch Clan, who are wary and chaotic, which I guess makes sense if they're living right on this borderline of two-leg destruction and construction. And things are kind of scattered. They've lost all of their other clan neighbors and now have this Dandelion Clan made up of their former rivals. So I think we should reach out to Mumble Clan. I believe, if I remember correctly from the last episode, we are trying to befriend Mumble Clan. Burn Clan, we are assisting, or spent the last few moons assisting. I will have to check the Warriors Den and see where we're at with that. And then we have, this is the only outsider we've currently met, which is Nibble and FM, who is a kitty pet. And y'all, rewatching the episode where Nibble and FM came in, I was kicking myself. How I missed that this is a reference to the Lords in Black from the Hatchetfield Saga from Star Kid. I was like, oh, I even said it in the video. I'm like, oh, it sounds like I like Nibble and FM because it sounds like a silly Lovecraft name. I'm like, that's literally the point. It's Nibbly. It's one of the Lords in Black. But I have rectified it months later and recognized the name. Which very much makes me personally want to bring Nibble and FM into the clan. I love Star Kid. I love the Hatchetfield Saga. But right now, I don't think we are in a position to bring in a new kitty pet. Nibble has been seen talking with Amber Sky and was chased off by, I believe it was Comfrey Dapple. Let's see. Her relations will let us know. She's currently meowing for food. Oh, it was Heathertooth. Because Comfrey Apple is also very wary of kitty pets. She interrogated Steve when we first met her, thinking she could have been a spy for the Two Legs, but obviously Steve is not. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's the state of our clan, the state of where we are. We patrolled at the end of the last episode. Our medicine den can handle most problems. The restaurant runner wonders if it can support the clan in every situation. It's pretty full right now. Restaurant runner can care for up to 20 clan members. But the warrior's den, we can change it again now. But we were helping Burn Clan. And I think the plan was to rest and recover through Leaf Bear, because this is our first Leaf Bear here in the wild in our new home as a new clan, and we want to try and make sure that we can survive. I'm also going to go through my settings real quick. I do have autosave and mass extinction events. Dead cats can fade away. I have just made all of the clan founders exempt from that. We have... Oh, yes, I would like that. Mated cats can have affairs. Unmated cats can breed. If there's a same-sex partner, they will adopt cats. They can have kittens with an unknown second parent. I'm allowing interactions with fermenters for now, just because it's a small clan. I'm not allowing first cousins to be mates, because, again, it's a small clan. We really gotta broaden that gene pool. I think that's where we're at. I'm going to turn the audio down just a little bit. It's loud on my end. I don't think it'll be as loud on your end, because I usually turn down the volume in OBS. Okay, so that's where we're at. That's our recap. Let's begin our Leaf Bear, and we will end on the first moon of Green New Leaf. I know my seasons. I know my seasons. Say this every episode. I know my seasons. The first episode of New Leaf. Okay. I know my seasons. I don't know any of my other words. On the first moon of New Leaf, we will end the episode. So let us... I just want to check this. This is very cool. Feeding order. Okay. I think we are gonna have it feed... Let's do oldest to youngest, because the youngest right now... Well, no, it feels like Silver Star specifically is the one who would feed the youngest first. She's very protective of the younger members of the clan. She's very protective of Amber Sky, having taken her under as her apprentice immediately. And she's very fond of both Half-Fruit and Shadepaw, so I think she actually would care for the youngest first, especially through the winter. All right. Oh, I can save here now? That's so nice. Okay, let's time skip one moon and see what Leaf Bear has in store. Silverstar takes MumbleClan's leader aside at the gathering to ask about resolving a particular dispute in DandelionClan. MumbleClan's leader, flattered, gives her plenty of advice. Frost Timber scrapes are all better. Oh. Frost Timber encounters an aging kitty pet near a two-leg structure. Dova is looking for a new home. She just can't mouse like she used to. In exchange, Dova can show DandelionClan all the tricks to hunting in and about these barns. So we have taken in a barn cat, it looks like. And Shadepaw's joint pain is feeling much better. That's lovely. We are still small enough that we can go through all the relationships, so let's skim through that. Silverstar thinks very often about Heathertooth. Lovely. Silverstar, wanting to keep her clanmates in shape and ready for anything, wakes Heathertooth, Russet Runner, Frost Timber, and Comfort Apple up for early morning stretches, which they do not appreciate. Silverstar talks with Frost Timber about some clan drama, leader deputy stuff. Frost Timber hears a nice story about Shadepaw. Frost Timber, Comfort Apple, and Amber Sky took a sunbath and had a little small talk, which is probably Amber Sky trying to, keep some peace and make things good. I think it was Frost Timber and Comfrey Apple, in fact, that were having a little bit of friction that Amber Sky took it upon herself to heal. So that's really great. Frost Timber gives Steve a circular two-leg object he found and hides behind his whiskers when thanked. So Frost Timber is also interested in Steve, which is very cute. Oh, Steve hates Silverstar. Okay, that's really fun. Steve has been having a really hard time getting close to any of the cats in the clan. She's really been struggling hard to make friends. Which we plus we oh, what's the word I wanted? We consider that perhaps if food does get, you know, scarce, or something happens where we need to cull our numbers a little, that Steve might be the first to go. But with Frost Timber, the deputy, now taking a fancy to her, and quite the fancy. I forgot he had a crush on Russet Runner too. The tiniest sliver for Amber Sky. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Steve is a little more age appropriate for him as well. um, so I think that those two could be really cute together. Which would be really interesting if he went to Amber Sky with Steve this moon for some counseling, and she had to sort of sit there, and maybe we'll lean into that drama. Frozen Moss offers Dova some feathers as a welcome gift that she can use to decorate her new nest. Would be so sweet. Half Fruit also offers Dova some feathers as a welcome gift. Silverstar asks if Dova could get some help in getting introduced to the other clan members. And Russet Runner comes up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Heathertooth. Oh, there's 3 pages. Oh, wow, okay. Russet Runner spends the day helping around camp with Snootsfade. Amber Sky and Comfrey Dapple have multiple inside jokes with one another. Very sweet. At first, Half Fruit, Comfrey Dapple, Frost Timber, and Silverstar are unsure about Amber Sky's bonding exercise, but it goes wonderfully. Amber Sky remembers something nice that Half Fruit did. During the rough weather, Snootsfade helps Heathertooth get safely to her den. That's very sweet. See, okay. I was very skeptical of Snootsfade when she first came in because she was bloodthirsty, but I've really come around to her. I feel like she's bloodthirsty in sort of a mama bear kind of way. I think she does really love her clan. But she's got that rage and that anger of, like, in a defensive way. So if her clan is threatened, then she is, like, merciless. But I do think she really does care about her clan. Heathertooth shares a joke about a neighboring clan with Russet Runner. Snootsfade confesses something to Comfrey Dapple, and they have a high positive effect about it, so that's really sweet that she's opening up. Snootsfade notices that Heathertooth overslept. She clearly has a favorite cousin. The moon casts a shadow on Silverstar's face in a way that makes Steve uneasy. Cool. Comfrey Dapple motivated Steve to get out of her nest this morning. Heathertooth helps Comfrey Dapple fix a matted piece of fur on her back. Frozen Moss thinks about how to be more like Heathertooth. Frozen Moss and Amber Sky take turns in a small patch of sunlight. Aw, Frozen Moss wonders why Amber Sky keeps spending time with him when others usually don't like his attitude, but he certainly won't object. Half Fruit overhears Silverstar humming a comforting tune. Half Fruit thinks about how much Shade Paw reminds him of his own apprentice days. And these two have always been very close. They, I think, have about 4 moons age gap. Shade Paw was only 1 moon old when we got to the clan, and Half Fruit was, I think, already 4 or 5 moons. But they were nursery mates, and so they have always been very good friends. And Half Fruit has also always admired Amber Sky. Shade Paw thinks Snootsfade is trying to steal one of his friends. Again, I think he's just prejudiced against kitty pets. I think him and Russet Runner both. Shade Paw, Silverstar, and Russet Runner had a nice talk while eating. And then Shade Paw got into an unexpectedly in-depth conversation while on patrol with Half Fruit. Lovely. So maybe here's Dova. Here's our new cat. She's the elder. She's childish, has a valuable insight. What was her... So Dova used to be a kitty pet, but after dreaming of starry-furred cats, she followed their whispers to the clan. So we have yet another kitty pet who is having dreams of StarClan that is leading them to DandelionClan. It really is these, like, lost seeds on the wind coming to take root here. That is fascinating. So River Sheep and now Honey Eagle are leading kitty pets to DandelionClan, which makes me believe more in Snootsfade's story as well. And I'm really interested now to see what happens with Nibble and Ephim, and to see if Nibbly ends up joining the clan as well. Let's see what everyone else is up to. Shadepaw's heading to the dirt place. Half Fruit saw a pair of two legs near camp today. I don't think they went as far as they believe they did from the forest into the prairies. I think they are still probably very close to the two-leg developments. Frozen Moss feels bad for staying in his nest a few minutes longer than usual. Comfreyed Apple complains about being sent on dawn patrol. Steve tries to set a good example for younger cats. I don't think Steve is bad. She's compassionate. She's a great storyteller. She's a good teacher. I just think that there's something fundamentally off about her interactions with the clan, and I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's because she came to them sick. She also had visions of StarClan before her two legs dropped her out in the prairie. Possibly under some of StarClan's influence. I don't know how much influence they have over two legs, but she also had dreams of StarClan before joining. So I don't know why Steve is having so much friction with everyone, because she seems very sweet. She's one of my favorites, and so I don't know why there's so much friction. Poor Snootsfade feels like it just isn't her day. Heathertooth wishes Shadepaw was her apprentice. That tracks. Heathertooth, half fruit, when he was still half paw, trained with Snootsfade because Heathertooth had, I believe, heat exhaustion for a little while. And half paw came back to her with stories about just how much he disliked being under Snootsfade's mentorship. And Heathertooth is very kind and gentle and patient. And she can see, I'm sure, how much friction and discord there is between Snootsfade and Shadepaw. Amber Sky doesn't laugh at Russet Runner's joke. Russet Runner, who saw a scary big dog today. Oh, actually, yes, can you... Aha, okay. So I kind of want to do Steve and Frost Timber. I'm going to allow romantic, though I don't think that's Amber Sky's intention. I think she still has a bit of a crush on Frost Timber. I'll double check her real quick. But I think she still fancies Frost Timber and doesn't realize that she's helping them get a little closer romantically. Which she isn't. So maybe she's a little bit better about that than we thought. Trust increased, comfort increased, respect increased. Let me just check her relationships. She also fancies Frozen Moss. So that's fun. Okay, so she isn't interested in Frost Timber. I think it was probably just a little childish crush. Because it was like right as she became a warrior. Like she was like 14 moons old when she started to crush on him. Russet Runners, we saw him. Frost Timber is wondering what living with two legs must be like. I think Steve seems to be on his mind a lot. So that's interesting. Maybe we'll send the two of them out on a patrol together. Just the two. And Silver Star is wondering if kitty pet life is really so bad. This is interesting, considering their backstory and the fact that kitty pets keep being brought to them. Okay. And let's just check Honey Eagle, because clearly something's going on with StarClan. She's curious about what Shadepaw's doing, so she's watching the youngest members of the clan, it seems. Let's go on patrol. Let's first take Shadepaw out to get trained. On this dry morning, Snootsfade and Shadepaw head out to practice tunnel navigation. There's an old, long-abandoned badger set that's perfect for apprentices, big enough to not be claustrophobic, but with plenty of crisscrossed, overlapping tunnels. Snootsfade reassures Shadepaw that this set is well-known and safe, but with a little mischief in her expression. Oh dear. Snootspaw suggests being careful where he sets his paws. Shadepaw discovers what that means when he's wandering around in the dark and slides head over heels down a steep slope. Maybe that'd be fun to do again? Oh, it does make me nervous after Honey Eagle, but I love that. That's cute. Oh, relationships between cats in the clan have changed. Let us send Steve and Frostimber out together. Oh gosh. After a recent heavy snowfall, the patrol heads out with little hope of finding prey. I'm nervous. The patrol finds no prey. Their failures and their empty bellies make their tempers short, and they shoot each other resentful looks on the way back to camp. Oh, Steve. So she gets close with these cats, and then it seems like every time they actually go out on patrol is when things get heated. So I wonder what's going on there that's causing that. Well, let's send Russet Runner with, I'm just counting, let's send him with 2 cats, and then we can send a patrol of 3. So we'll send him with Silver Star and Frozen Moss. In the leaf bare snow, the chances of finding any usable daisies seem slim. Russet Runner hesitates. Should he and his patrol even try to look? There's not much else to do, and Russet Runner is very hard-nosed. He puts his duty above his own health and above all other relationships, so I think he would proceed. Not only does the patrol end up soaked to the skin, but they also don't end up finding any daisies under the snow either. What a wasted and horribly chilly day. Sorry, Russet Runner. And then we'll send the cousins and Half-Fruit out. Fascinating. Fascinating. Something's going on. The patrol finds a kitty pet who is interested in joining the clan. They banter with the cat a bit, making them feel more welcome. The patrol doesn't have to do much convincing. The kitty pet seems happy to join the clan. Gilhart has joined. Clan relationships have changed, and our reputation towards outsiders have changed. Let's look at Gilhart. Oh, she's pretty. I like her collar. She's thoughtful, she has unnatural senses, and she's clairvoyant. Gilhart used to be a kitty pet. One day, she got sick, and her 2 legs brought her into the belly of a monster. The 2 legs then left her to fend for herself. She joined the clan on Moon 10 at the age of 50 moons. So I wonder if she maybe hasn't actually been on her own very long. She probably then has been fending for herself for at least a couple moons before stumbling on the clan. They probably just realized she was a kitty pet because of her collar. I'm also, again, I really like this new music. But we keep having former kitty pets joining. And she does have clairvoyancy and unnatural senses. So even if StarClan didn't guide her here directly, she clearly has some sort of connection. Which does kind of make me want to put her as another medicine cat so she can help Russet Runner. Because I do think he needs... she hopes she can serve the clan well. I think he needs somebody to help with that. So we're going to send her out real quick on her own, which doesn't seem very safe, but we need to gather as many herbs as we can. Gilhart pads along, mouth open slightly as she scents traces of herbs. Oh, she can smell some raspberries nearby, but it seems that they're just over the border. Now, I think that Gilhart is going to proceed because this is her first moon within the clan. She hasn't been here for more than a few days, and I don't think she quite realizes how serious this is. She pads over the border and hesitates only momentarily before crossing. She quickly gathers some of the berries, making sure to leave plenty for Burn Clan's medicine cat if they need some too. Relationships with Burn Clan have improved. Okay, good. Good. We love them. We didn't want to make anything worse with them, and we got 2 raspberry clusters. There's so many updates since I played last. This is really cool. Okay, well, that is our moon. We've gained 2 new friends who are both former kitty pets. So we're not really getting a lot of other clan cats or loners or rogues. We're really just getting kitty pets sent to us, which makes it gives DandelionClan, I'm sure, a certain reputation. Stoic and observant is one thing, but I think we're getting a reputation for, maybe coddling kitty pets or being soft, which isn't great when Branch Clan has been formally hostile to us. Let's reach out to Rhyme Clan, I think, this moon. This is their time of year. And, yep, okay. Relearning the UI. Time skip 1 moon. Hello? Time skip 1 moon? Okay. Oh, no, Amber Sky has gotten green cough. But at the gathering, Silver Star asks Rhyme Clan's leader a few questions about themselves and improves their relationship. This is the last moon of Leaf Bear, and then we will end the episode with the coming of New Leaf. Let's quickly go through the relationships. Still small enough, I think, that we can keep going. Frost Timber has a lot of faith in Silverstar's skill. Silverstar, noticing the state of disarray the camp is in, gathers Gilheart, Amber Sky, Comfort Apple, and Russet Runner to help her clean up. A negative effect. She's doing her best, guys. She's trying so hard to be a good leader for this clan, and just there's some resistance. I wonder if it's because of how young she is, or I don't know, or because like none of their ancestors seem to have followed them. It's just River Sheep, who I feel like is from maybe Silverstar's clan. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a bad thing. So disappointed that they see it that way. Frost Timber draws up a pretty symbol in the sand that Silverstar makes sure not to mess up. Oh, cute. These two are getting closer, which is good, as they need to rely on one another. Frost Timber shares a joke about a neighboring clan with Shadepaw. Frost Timber can tell how brave Gilheart is being about something important. Frozen Moss points out to Russet Runner that a spider is in his nest before he sits in it. Russet Runner is impressed by some of Frost Timber's advice. Gilheart has to snap Frozen Moss out of a daze to ask a question, and Gilheart made Frost Timber laugh again and again. Frost Timber is getting a little flirty now, I feel like. Like, there's some stuff going on with him. He's being a little bit of a, well, I'd say womanizer, but I don't know. Mollyizer? She-catizer? We're moving on. Amber Sky and Comfrey Dapple are chatting about what they're doing today. When Amber Sky gets hurt, Frozen Moss is the first to ask if she's okay. Oh, those two are actually very cute. I like them together. I think that would be sweet if they ended up as mates. Heathertooth is talking with Shadepaw. Heathertooth asks Russet Runner about something complicated and is amazed at how quickly Russet Runner understands. Snoot Spade and Amber Sky heckled another clan at the gathering together. Yeah. See, I think that's their relationship. I think they're both kind of petty and have a really good time with it. I really like their friendship as well. Snoot Spade believes Russet Runner has endless potential he keeps surpassing every day. That's sweet. I did a full 180 on Snoot Spade. She's now like one of my favorite cats in this clan. Halffruit won't tell Steve what he ate this morning. I don't see why that's an issue. Steve, why is Steve harassing him about that? Steve appreciates Silverstar's helpful attitude. That's good. That's a little bit of repair there. Comfrey Dapple has been spending time with Gilheart lately. Comfrey Dapple and Frozen Moss mark the same spot of the border as a sign of friendship. Gross. Frozen Moss felt eyes on his back, and when he looked, Steve was quickly turning away. Steve, you gotta be nicer to people. I mean, that wasn't not nice, but I feel so bad for her. Frozen Moss thinks Amber Sky is a bit of a mouse brain. Okay, maybe they won't end up together. During the last gathering, Halffruit and Frozen Moss defended their clan against another clan's heckling. Halffruit, Amber Sky, Steve, Silverstar, and Shadepaw hang out a while stretching. Positive effect. I like that this gives positive effects now for group activities. Halffruit is motivated by Shadepaw's big smile. Oh, again, I love these two. Their friendship is also everything to me. Shadepaw shares a joke about a neighboring clan with Silverstar. Shadepaw thinks Halffruit has interesting things to talk about. Dova asks Amber Sky a simple question, but Amber Sky reacts strangely to it. Okay, let's look at our cats. Silverstar is looking forward to the next gathering. Frost Timber saw a yappy little dog today. I might, since this is the last Leaf Bear, I'm also going to just poke at their relationships real quick. Oh, Shadepaw's grown up. Oh, wow. Oh. But you can see that, yeah, Silverstar really likes the youngest cats in the clan. She took them all under her wing. She does have a little crush on Frozen Moss. That's the only person she's had her eye turned towards. Let's see. So he and Steve still have a fairly good relationship. He's still got a little bit of a romantic interest in her and in Russet Runner. And there was somebody else I thought that he ended up with a little. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. I know how to play, I promise. Russet Runner smacks a spider off Steve. I'm not sure it was there. Just knowing the two of you, I don't think it was there. Russet Runner, I didn't realize he hated Silver Star. I knew he didn't really like her, but hates is crazy. Especially with that little bit of fancying. She's the only one who's he fancies in the clan. So that, yeah. Oh, Russet Runner. Gilheart feels exhausted from looking out for everyone. She is still just getting to know everyone, but she does fancy Frost Timber already. Amber Sky wonders how Steve is doing. Oh, poor Amber Sky. I feel really bad for her being sick. That sucks. She can't work this moon. So everyone's just going to have to deal with their own problems. Heathertooth reports to Russet Runner after completing a chore. Where is she at? She does not get along with Amber Sky at all. She does not trust her, and she does not like her. She also doesn't very much like Nibbly, but I still hope Nibbly comes to the clan. Snootsfade wants to critique Comfort Apple's fighting techniques. Again, for the Bloodthirsty Cat, she typically likes almost everybody. Not Shadepaw too much, but he's been kind of a dick to her, so I don't blame her. Heathertooth, she begrudges. And she's not the most fond of Frost Timber, but everyone else she does like, pretty much, so glad to see it. Steve wonders how her old kitty pet friends are doing. Maybe that's why she's not getting along so well with the clan. I think she talks a lot about her two legs. I think she talks a lot about her life as a kitty pet because while she was having dreams of StarClan, she was found on the side of the road calling for her two legs. They left her, and I don't think she understood why exactly. I mean, she had yellow cough, but she really didn't come seeking the clan. She was abandoned, and I think maybe she's still very fond of that old life and misses it, and misses her housefolk, and misses her friends, and misses her old food, and how comfortable and safe it was. And I think she talks a lot about being a kitty pet, and I think maybe that's what's rubbing everybody the wrong way. Especially since she's talking very fondly of Two Legs, who are not a friend to DandelionClan. So maybe that's what's going on with Steve, because it always seems like she's thinking about her kitty pet life or her food, to the point where other folks like Frost Timber are also thinking about being a kitty pet when they're hanging out with her. So I think maybe that's what's keeping her from making connections. She's compassionate. She's a nice cat. She just, I think, also after Russet Runner was so dismissive towards her for being a kitty pet, I think she feels almost a sense of like spiteful pride about it. And so I think she really holds on to that, and maybe that's why she's not really fully connecting to the clan. Comfrey Apple is helping escort the medicine cat to gather herbs. I will remember that. So we'll have Comfrey Apple go out with one of the medicine cats. Maybe Russet Runner, since they get along well. She also has a crush on Frozen Moss and Silver Star. Frozen Moss gets around. He does not want to go on Dawn Patrol, though. He fancies Silver Star and Amber Sky and Comfrey Apple. Again, I think he's just very emotional. I think he's very sensitive. I think he's just... I called him an emo kid in one of the past episodes, and I don't think that's entirely inaccurate. I think, yeah, he's just very romantic and poetic and emotional, in touch with his emotions, but they're usually just kind of sad and dramatic. Half Fruit is eavesdropping on Comfrey Apple, who I know he does not get along with very well. He gets along really well with Silver Star. Again, he's always really looked up to Amber Sky. He and Shadepaw are very close. But he does not like Comfrey Apple very much. They relate to one another a little bit, because again, they came from the same clan, but she's always been very cold to him because of his origin and the fact that he was spared and her sister's kits were not. Shadepaw has been boasting about his latest night hunt. He is already 12 months old, so hopefully next moon, before the end of the episode, we get to see him become a warrior. He and Half-Fruit are just inseparable. I love their bond so much from the beginning. He's close to Silver Star. He also looks up to Amber Sky a lot. He and Russet Runner are close. But grudges Comfort Apple, I think, yeah. He sees the way that she just talked to and treats Half-Fruit. And I think actually it was Shadepaw and Silver Star that were from the same clan. And then Dova is happy she doesn't have to patrol anymore. That's right, no more walking around and fending for yourself. She's still getting to know people, doubts Amber Sky, but, you know, we'll build up her relationships. Okay, let's quickly go to the dens. Maybe we... Should we provoke? I don't want to provoke Branch Clan. I don't think that Silver Star is interested in befriending them, but again, until the clan is a little bit bigger and a little more established, I don't think she's going to provoke our neighbors. Let's reach back out to Rhyme Clan one more time. And maybe she's thinking about Nibble and possibly bringing her into the fold. There's been a lot of kitty pets coming in. I think she's going to probably wait until next episode because I think she wouldn't dare bring somebody in during Leaf Bear. It's just there's too many mouths to try and feed already. With Amber Sky being ill, it's too dangerous right now to bring somebody new into the clan. But for now, let's go on patrol. We'll send out Snoots, Fade, and Shadepaw, try and get the end of his training done. Once again, they're back into the tunnels, and he is tumbling and sliding down the slopes. It was... Oh, was it Comfort Apple or Heathertooth that was with the medicine cat? It was... Heathertooth runs to Russet Runner, so maybe both. Why don't we send out Heathertooth and Russet Runner, and then we'll send out Comfort Apple and Gilheart. That's our plan. Russet Runner notices that the moss in the medicine cat den is getting old. He needs to go and gather some more. Russet Runner leads the way to the best moss patch he knows, with Comfort Apple following close behind. The two cats begin cutting off bits of moss and making their respective piles. Once the piles turn into mouthfuls, they pick up the bundles of new bedding and start back towards camp. Excellent. And then Gilheart and Heathertooth. As Gilheart, who again, new kitty pet who has just joined, as Gilheart pads through DandelionClan territory with her entourage, she feels a presence join her. She is very thoughtful. She's got some clairvoyancy, so I think she's going to proceed. Gilheart softly alerts the rest of the patrol of their visitor. With respectful nods, the patrol pauses, tucks their paws together neatly, and sits to converse with the Star Clan cat. I bet it's Honey Eagle. It's something in my heart just says that it's Honey Eagle. Relationships between cats in the clan have changed, and they've gathered quite a number of herbs in spite of the cold, so that is beautiful. Okay, for the rest of us, we'll do a random 3 and then a random 2, I think. Let's go for that. On his way to mark the 4 corners of his plains, Half-Fruit starts telling a story of his ancestors to keep every cat entertained. He tries, but his clanmates seem unenthused, so Half-Fruit stops. And then we'll send out Frozen Moss and Silver Star. While walking along the border, the patrol notices a Rhyme Clan patrol renewing their scent marks up ahead. Silver Star, being the leader, will of course proceed. The patrols eventually cross paths, and an awkward tension fills the air. No one is quite sure what to say to break the silence. Eventually, everyone involved slowly shuffles away to continue their respective patrols. Oof, and relations have worsened. So it's probably cats that she hasn't met yet, since we really just started getting involved with Rhyme Clan and learning about them. So not ideal. Let's check the Warrior's Den. We can change their everything else next moon. The Medicine Cat Den seems pretty good. Gilhart can get by with the current herb stores. They can take care of up to 35 members. So I think we are... And she can't work this moon. I think that's almost everything. Yeah, let's rebuild what just happened with Rhyme Clan, I think. And keep an eye on Nibble and Effin. Let's go check on her, actually. She got startled by a squirrel. She's righteous and a good swimmer, and I think she's very young, too, so it'd be nice to have her in the clan. And I love her little hearts. But again, I think that that's going to have to wait until, if not New Leaf, then possibly even Green Leaf. So we'll save, and we'll get into the last moon and wrap up the first year of DandelionClan. Here we are. Silverstar sidles up to the Rhyme Clan leader during the gathering. Her charming nature makes a friendship a simple matter. Perfect. We've improved our relations. We've made up for the faux pas at the border. Amber Sky no longer has green cough. Oh my god! Wait, okay, wait. Wait, where did this come from? Silverstar? The more romantic members of the clan sigh, watching the new mates Comfrey Dapple and Silverstar, who were too caught up in each other to notice. Where did this come from? Silverstar! It's just so popular lately. Obviously! Oh my god! I didn't think... Because she had always... Okay, first of all, she's fancying Russet Runner, so I'm interested to see where that's coming from, but... I can't believe that. We knew Comfrey Dapple had interest in her, but Silverstar did not seem interested in anyone else. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so happy for them. I am also one of the more romantic members of the clan. That's... okay. Cute. I love it. Okay. Finally, Shadepaw can't help the way his tail lashes, excitement bubbling over into bouncy energy as the clan gathers. Silverstar mentions his wit, but what Shadepaw cares about is the name. Shade Stripe means liberty, means control over his own life, means the freedom to wander and hunt on his own, nothing holding him back. He can't wait. Shade Stripe! Oh, that's such a good name! He hopes he can serve the clan well. Oh my goodness, Shade Stripe, congratulations! Okay, let's check the relationships. We'll go on patrol, and then we will wrap up the episode as DandelionClan enters their second year. Okay. Silverstar and Heathertooth have a fun patrol and plan to tell stories about it later to their clanmates. Silverstar wants to spend the entire day with Comfrey Dapple, so it seems like end of winter they got really close. Frost Timber gets a little irritated seeing Comfrey Dapple ignore a mess in camp. She's busy with her girlfriend. Russet Runner respects Frost Timber's opinion despite disagreeing with it. Russet Timber said something that rubbed Heathertooth the wrong way. Russet Runner, Steve, and Frozen Moss took a sunbath and had a little small talk. When Russet Runner and Snoots Fade realizes they've been grooming their pelts the same way, they laugh about it. Shadepaw makes a small sacrifice that benefits Gilhart. Gilhart picks some fragrant flowers for Frost Timber. I also think her little crush on him is really cute. Amber Sky is hiding behind a bush, ready to pounce on Comfrey Dapple. Amber Sky's eagerness to do early morning stretches rubs off on Steve, Dova, Frost Timber, and Snoots Fade. Aww. Amber Sky overhears Half Fruit dispelling a false rumor about a clanmate. Good to know. I'm sure she does appreciate that, since she has to keep the peace between everybody. Amber Sky heard Steve discussing potential mates, but her name never came up. I wouldn't imagine it would, Amber Sky. But cute for Steve. I'm curious who she was talking about. Snoots Fade pulled an embarrassing prank on Heathertooth's friend. Heathertooth, Comfrey Dapple, and Half Fruit decide they're going to get Russet Runner and Silverstar together. Oh, this is funny considering how this turns out. Okay, so that's where that came from. They talk about how much Russet Runner loves Silverstar in front of Silverstar, and to their pleasure, find the two talking later. And then Comfrey Dapple goes, I changed my mind. That's cute. Heathertooth and Snoots Fade have a race. Snoots Fade wins. Amber Sky reminds Snoot Spade to grab something from the fresh kill pile if she hasn't already. Snoot Spade chats quietly with Heathertooth while they're both on camp guard duty. Steve notices Silver Star has finally kicked a bad habit. Okay. Steve runs to greet Comfrey Apple when she returns from a patrol. Comfrey Apple is admiring Amber Sky from afar. Comfrey Apple? This is a crazy moon for crushes. Comfrey Apple knows Frozen Moss is also interested in Silver Star. You were just trying to set her up with a Russet Runner, and you're looking at Amber Sky. Okay. It's fine. They became mates, and it's very sweet for them. And maybe Comfrey Apple is poly. And maybe so is Silver Star. And we'll see if, they end up taking other mates also. I'm letting Silver Star and Russet Runner both have mates. I think we talked about this in previous episodes as well. Because of how small the clan is, the code preventing leaders and medicine cats from having mates and kits is not going to apply for now. But in future generations, as the clan goes on and gets bigger, which is already starting to grow, then we will get into the warrior code and not allow that. Frozen Moss saw Russet Runner being considerate, but his friend doesn't trust Amber Sky. Half Fruit is prancing around in front of Steve. That's cute. Whenever Shadepaw's name is mentioned, Half Fruit relaxes. Comfrey Apple helps Shade Stripe, so he's now Shade Stripe. Comfrey Apple helps Shade Stripe hide from a clanmate. Shade Stripe left a gift and Half Fruit's nest for him to find. That's probably the first night that they sleep in the same warrior den. That's so cute. And Dova appreciates Half Fruit for who he is. Very sweet. I love this clan. I'm so happy to be back with it. And I'm so happy to be back with all of you. Let's go through the cats. We'll go on patrol. We'll wrap this up. These episodes are long. I also was laughing at myself because I was like, oh, the next episode should be shorter. And they just get longer. Because the stories get more complicated and we get more cats and things just keep happening and there's so much to talk about. So I imagine these will continue to be about 50 minutes long. We'll see how long this one is. I have not been keeping track of my time while recording. And I don't really edit these very much because they're pretty straightforward. Silver Star is just so popular lately. Clearly, as everyone is trying to... everyone is crushing on you a little bit. Frost Timber makes sure no area of the territory is overhunted. He's such a good deputy. He really is. I'm excited. I don't want to lose Silver Star. I really love her. She's quite young. She still has her 9 lives, but Frost Timber will make a phenomenal leader. He's a bit older than her if he gets there. Russet Runner is watching the breeze blow around the camp. And as that happened, a breeze swept right through my window. That was immersive. Gilhart realizes what an omen might mean. Okay. So she has some sort of omen from StarClan then. So maybe we should start thinking about that. Give me your thoughts in the comments below, what you think that omen might be. Amber Sky reminds Snoot Spade not to think the worst of a clanmate. I love that. Okay, so... Gosh, who do we want to mediate? Oh! I did kind of want to check that. They do have little crushes on each other. I love that. They have been together their whole lives, and I don't usually like the childhood friends trope with dating sims and romance and things like that, but there's something really sweet about Half Fruit and Shade Stripe, so I think I'm going to see what that goes. Oh no, the mediation failed. Respect decreased, trust decreased, and like decreased. Well, I will send them on a patrol together, and hopefully that will repair that. Thank you for nothing, Amber Sky. Love her, but that was disappointing. Heathertooth is craving the taste of vole. Snoot Spade tries to set a good example for younger cats. Steve can't wait to take a nap later. Again, missing her kitty pet life in the subtext there. Comfrey Apple is debating on which prey to take from the fresh kill pile. Frozen Moss is craving the taste of rabbit. Half Fruit helps Frozen Moss fill a puddle in camp with sand. Shade Stripe hopes he can serve the clan well. He's really concerned about that. You're a good fighter, you're daring. Let's see what your mentorship was like. Mentored by Snoot's Fade, who influenced him to be more likely to make impulsive decisions. That sounds right. Break away from the status quo and the status quo and refrain from socializing. When he graduated, he was honored for his wit. He graduated at 13 moons. And then we have Dova, who saw some wandering two legs today. Sorry, I thought I had favored him. So that's concerning, but they don't seem to be too close to the camp. I want to check on Honey Eagle because something's going on. He's reminiscing with River Sheep about how DandelionClan came to be. Okay, so there's still a lot about, like, forming the clan. And I think because they just finished their first year together, they're entering their second year, things are now, like, they successfully survived a leaf bear together, which is huge. I think now StarClan is able to push more, perhaps, about the direction that River Sheep and Honey Eagle see the clan going. I was really sad about Honey Eagle dying, but it's kind of fun to see her helping guide the clan and be there to shape it from the stars. I'm not going to go into the dens right now. I'll worry about that the next time we boot up and play through Leaf Bear. Or, my god, play through New Leaf. But for now, let's send the boys out to patrol together. Half-Fruit suggests this might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Shadestripe. Shadestripe makes a comment about Half-Fruit's choice of exercise that Half-Fruit doesn't appreciate. Oof. The cats exchange more passive-aggressive comments than sheath blows for the rest of the afternoon. I think maybe this may have been right after Amber Sky's quote-unquote mediation, and yeah, things are just getting a little sour there, so let's give them some space. Let's send out our medicine cats together. Because I usually this is how I usually play, is I'll just send the medicine cats together and get the herb gathering done, and then that way I can break up the warriors for more of the other patrols. Russet Runner and Gilheart take a look at their dwindling supply of herbs and decide to combine their efforts into searching for more. Russet Runner and Gilheart search and harvest any herbs they can get their paws on. Later that day, they reunite in front of the camp just as the sun is setting, both of their mouths stuffed full of herbs. And we've got quite a bit of poppy, catmint, and mallow. Mallow? Mallow. Okay, we can do a 3 and then a 2 and a 2. The patrol hears desperate screams coming from a nearby lake. I definitely think Silverstar is going to proceed. As soon as she sees the bag wiggling and screaming, she jumps into action. Unfortunately, Heathertooth was just a tad too slow and got kicked quite hard against a tree. Silverstar orders the patrol to protect and carry Heathertooth while they retreat, with pain in their heart for the unknown cat that they couldn't save. Damn, that's rough. Oh, and poor Heathertooth. Head damage. Oh, so a two-legged kicked her into a tree. A two-leg that was drowning a cat just kicked her into a tree. This is why the clan hates two legs, and why they clearly don't appreciate Steve reminiscing so fondly on being a kitty pet, because look what happens to kitty pets. Oh, man. Well, moving on, a prairie dog is on watch, plopped back on its hind legs as the others forage nearby. It won't be easy getting past its guard. Rosenmoss performs a flawless approach, using a muddy dip to creep closer below the sentry's view. He bunches up his hindquarters, building up power, and leaps from cover, grabbing the outermost, most isolated prairie dog. Steve runs in to help finish it off, tail lashing excitedly as she congratulates the muddy victor. Alright, and then we have Snoots and Frostimber. Frostimber suggests this might be a good chance to practice teamwork with Snoots Fade. It's really nice to just get out of camp and train, and to have the space to focus and a good training partner to work on things with. Lovely. Okay. Well, with that, DandelionClan has survived its first year. We have 2 medicine cats. All of our apprentices and kits were trained up into full adult warriors and a mediator. We have 1 elder we've adopted, and we have a whole new year ahead of us with StarClan guiding our paws in some sort of direction. They clearly have plans. But that is all for this episode. That is all for this chapter. And soon we will enter year 2 of DandelionClan. Until next time, adventurers, take care. Bye-bye.